You don't have a house or
No,
a trailer or nothing like that?
No, I haven't had anything since then, since I left. There's 4 things I think that once you get past them, it becomes easy, and everybody hits these.
Welcome back, guys. If you happen to be new, don't forget to subscribe while you're here. I am out in Sturgis, and I just met a really interesting fella. His name is Scotty. He has a channel, and I'll put a link in the description. And he lives full-time on his motorcycle. And how long have you been doing that?
I left, I believe, in the spring of 96.
96?
It says 95 on my bike, but I think I was wrong. But it doesn't matter now. Not really.
And he's full-time. You don't have a house or a trailer or nothing like that?
No, I haven't had anything since then, since I left.
Wow. That's gotta be very challenging.
You know, it really was at first, but then it's like I always tell these guys, there's a lot of guys wanting to live on their bikes, and some of them are seasonal, right? A lot of them are seasonal.
Yeah.
But I always tell the guys who want to live full time that it'll be all great for a while, then you start hitting these hard parts.
Yeah.
Right?
Like winter?
Well, no, man. Last winter I was in shorts and a t-shirt riding home at night.
Oh, yeah?
In January.
Where'd you stay?
Mexico.
Mexico?
Yeah. I was south of the border.
Staying down at Ted Nugent's place?
No. Ted Nugent got a place there?
Yeah, that's where, I think so. Or no, is it Ted?
Oh,
no, not,
you're
it's
thinking of Sammy Hagar.
No, I was thinking of the old governor of Minnesota. What's his name?
Oh, yeah, I don't know where he is. Jesse Ventura.
Jesse Ventura. He's got a place down there.
Yeah, no. But I was down there where it was warm.
Do you speak Spanish, or can you get away with not knowing Spanish?
I speak enough Spanish to get around easily, but not to be conversational, which makes it hard to make friends.
Oh, okay.
That's a problem. But what was the question you asked me now? I forget now. We got off the track.
Yeah, just you know how the challenges of living on the road full time.
There's 4 things I think that once you get past them, it becomes easy, and everybody hits these.
Mm-hmm.
They start calling me. They're like, and they tell me about it, and I'm like, remember I told you these things. One of them's loneliness. That's been really mellowed out with all the communications now.
Oh, okay.
When I first started, we didn't have cell phones or anything. I was alone. Nobody knew where I was.
Okay.
Okay, so that's mellowed out. And the other one is a good home. After the first couple of years, I realized I was going to need a good, better home.
Mm-hmm.
And I began to experiment with my camp until I got my camp comfortable. It's a nice place to go home to at 2 in the afternoon, relax. I can work on the computer. The bike charges everything.
Oh, okay.
There's lighting.
Do you use solar at all, or
no? I just use the battery on the bike. Charges everything.
Cool.
I made a video about how to do that somewhere in there.
Oh, I'll check it out.
Yeah, but a good home, like that you're happy that you want to go home to. That's comfortable. Okay. And then what's some of the other things? Being able to get clean every day.
Okay.
Some of the homeless guys I talk to, I'm like, one of the biggest secrets, because I'm technically homeless, or home free, as a friend of mine likes to call it.
Yeah.
But I tell the real homeless guys, one of the tricks to it is to try to never let it show.
Okay.
Keep yourself clean. And the other thing is a routine.
Oh, okay.
Because what I see is guys come to a town now, they got all kind of time, they got hours and days and weeks and months, maybe years. And they come to a town, you pull into Billings, Montana, it's the middle of the week, everybody's in work mode, they're doing their thing. What are you going to do? So what guys do is they come to town, they go, nothing going on here, Joe, let's go to the next town. And they go, nothing going on here, next town, and then eventually it's home.
Gotcha.
So like when I used to travel with Panhead Billy, he had a routine. He'd been on the road a lot longer than me. He's not around now, he got too old, but we'd get into the town, figure out where we were going to sleep, and I wouldn't see him again for the rest of the day until the evening. He had a routine that he went and did.
Okay.
See, I can come to your town, find a place where I'm going to make home. I never use campground. I'll find a good spot that I can use, and I'll put my camp in, and I'll work on my computer. I'm a little bit of a gym rat. I'll go to the gyms in the afternoon. I'll hook up with a rec center or something. Then you get showers.
Yeah, I was going to say with a shower.
Then you can stay clean, and then I'll begin to do local things.
Okay.
I'll look at the bulletin boards on the bike shop. On the bike shops, you've got cyclefish.com now. They show where all the bike stuff's going on. I'll begin to do local things and become a local.
Right on.
So because you try going from town to town, being truly homeless, dirty, and friendless. See how long in the fantasy that we all start with, that's not there. But in the reality, it is. So everybody I know that's stayed out here a long time, there's only a handful, they have worked all those things out in their own way.
And what's the most common way that people can financially achieve this? Because it can't be easy financially to live on the road all the time, right?
Yeah, I actually took off on blind faith when I first started, but I learned how to work at these motorcycle rallies. I learned it from another guy. I worked here for a long time.
Okay.
Because the rallies, anybody can work at rallies. They work men, women, young, old. Anybody can work at these.
Okay.
And you come in and you work your ass off for a week. It's a hard, they put in a lot of hours because they only have a short time to try to make their money back and turn a profit.
Yeah.
So you work a hard week, you get your little pocket of green freedom, and you're back on the road again.
Right on.
And it works good for them because it's hard for them to find guys that want to do that. Most people don't want to like go across country and work for a week or 10 days.
Now, do you have a budget that you try to stick to when it comes to meals or anything? Like, all right, I don't want to spend more than $25 a day, or whatever.
Man,
No,
I'm
just
the flakiest
freestyling.
bastard. People ask me too. How much money does it cost you a month? I'm like, I have no idea. I've never checked. How do you get through the winter? I don't know, man. It just seems to work out. There's an old saying, do what you love to do because you truly love to do it and the money will come.
Wow.
And I've kind of put that to the test. There's more on my YouTube. There's one channel's My Stories. It's one of the first videos. And I told all about all that in there. What happened and how I ended up like this. But once you solve them problems, that's when it gets easy. Every once in a while, somebody asks me if I ever want to settle down. Especially somebody's old lady, right?
Right.
Like, you ever want to settle down? I'm like, man, I've tried it a few times, but there's two things. I've tried it a few times in these years. There's two things. One is it's a hard life. It's a very hard life. Yeah, I stayed in Texas in Sugar Land in the suburbs with a girl for 3 months one year. And every day we got up to do things to hold that empire of hers together. Okay, that's what we spend our time doing. So one is it's a very hard life. This is not, except at times, but it doesn't last. The other one is you get bored.
Yeah.
You get bored with it.
You feel cooped.
You just work all the time to try to hold your empire going. That's what we were doing.
Yeah.
This ain't like that. I'm putting a tire on, fixing a couple things, and after this I'll ride out of here and maybe start heading. I won't go south for a while.
Do you have any places that you will not go anymore? Like, had bad experiences, any towns where they're not friendly to nomads, or is there any no-go zones over the years that you learned?
No, there's places I don't care to go anymore.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you try to stay out of the cities and whatnot.
The city, yeah, I don't care for them that much anymore, but I've spent time in them.
Yeah?
Yeah, man, I've lived in New Orleans, in the French Quarter for months. I used to know a girl there, right?
Oh, yeah. So you've been married before?
No.
No?
No. Never been married.
This is a true free man right here. The last of a dying breed.
I don't know, but it's a little bit crazy.
Hopefully though, his message will spread and inspire others.
I'll tell you guys one thing, okay? When I first started hitting the road a lot, what I did was I had a big house, I got rid of that, and I moved into a cheap trailer, which I'm not going to get into. I brought my expenses down to really, really low. And I've had a lot of time, and I began to take trips, and I began to hate coming home. Then I began to hate being home. Want me to do a photo?
Oh, thanks. My arm was getting tired.
Yeah, your arm's getting. Mine does that too. That's why I'm like. Then I began to hate being home, and every time I was home, I just want to leave again. So in the spring, because my first long trip was in '91. And then I was gone every summer after that, all summer.
Wow.
And then in the spring of '96, I think it was, I took off to see if I could stay gone for a year. And in the spring of '97, it must have been. I thought it was '95. I think I'm wrong. I came back and liquidated everything I owned, but I was not looking to live an endurance ride of sleeping on picnic tables in a park where you had to get out in the morning. That's okay for so long. I was looking to engineer a way that will work that is comfortable enough, sustainable to work as an everyday lifestyle over the long haul. Now and I achieved that. I took a lot of learning, trying different things, learning from other guys. There's a few other guys that have pulled it off too. Really?
Yeah.
They're newer, yeah. I'm kind of like the icon.
How many guys like you do you think are in the country right now traveling full time and living free?
The only other one I know is Joe Rader. He's got a channel too, Dirty Vagabond Biker. He's the only other one I know.
Really?
That's full time.
That's full
Most
time.
of these guys are seasonal. They go somewhere for the winters.
Wow.
So, but me, I go south for the winters. I spent winters in Arizona, Florida, a lot in Florida. Florida's the only warm place in the winter in the U.S. Southern Florida. And then I started crossing the border, and I started liking Mexico a lot. So
I learned that the hard way, because I'm from, if you watch my channel, you guys know I'm from Ohio originally. I live in California now. But I had originally went to Arizona to go to the motorcycle school and I thought I was free and clear. I sold my vehicle. I only had a motorcycle, and winter came, and all of a sudden it was 30 degrees in Phoenix.
Fucking cold.
Nobody
It gets cold.
tells you that.
That's right. It drops 30, 35 degrees when the sun goes down, man.
But yeah,
I've done it. You're laying in your tent, if you're in a tent like I am, waiting for it to warm up, man, under the blankets.
Oh yeah,
in the morning.
Those morning, I was commuting 42 miles one way on the bike to work, and those morning rides were brutal.
Brutal.
But
Yeah.
you know what?
My arms getting tired. Yours now.
But it's worth it for the freedom aspect. I lived 4 years with only a motorcycle, and the peace of mind of not having a cluttered life is just amazing. And I'm married and I got a couple kids now, so I guess my life's a little cluttered, but probably not as much as the average person. I'm all about the less is more when it comes to a lot of things.
A lot of people are getting that way more. The trailer thing, I bought a trailer and put on a friend's property, but my mother did that when we were kids. She was a single woman who raised 2 boys.
Oh, okay.
And that's how we lived. At one point I had a tent for a bedroom because that trailer was so small she had.
Yeah.
Which I liked, by the way, having my own big tent, bed in it and everything.
Yeah, I lived in a trailer for about 4 months when I first moved to California. One of my best friends that I met at the motorcycle school in Arizona, he's from a mountain town just outside of Los Angeles called Tujunga. And yeah, he had a little toy hauler and let me crash in there for a few months until I got on my feet, and it's kind of nice.
Simple living.
Simple living.
I'm gonna get this.
Oh yeah. Who did the paint on there?
A friend of mine who was a pinstriper. I actually traded him a used tire for it.
Oh yeah, guys, fun fact about Scotty here. Scotty actually lived in the town that I live in called Boulder Creek, California. When he was a kid.
I went to elementary school there.
We were just
up on the hill.
Yeah.
Up on the hill.
Yeah.
There.
My daughter started yesterday. Pre-kindergarten there yesterday. Yeah. Oh, you're good. Yeah, and I have a very understanding wife who lets me just take off on the motorcycle and miss some sort of important events like that. But you know what? Life's short, and she knows that if I don't ride, I turn into a real asshole.
Maybe she's happy to get rid of you.
Maybe, I need a break from me every once in a while too.
Yeah,
How many miles are on this thing?
This bike's got 202, I think, on it. My last one, I pushed it to over 534,000.
Wow.
But that's not worth it. It just fell apart. So now, I just bought another one.
Oh, really? What year?
95.
95.
I stick with the old Evos, but I'll start riding it next year. It's only got 16,000. I got it 16,000 original miles.
Do you think the Evo's probably the best bang for the buck in reliability that you could do, to maintain this type of lifestyle?
The thing about Evos is you can fix them yourself.
Okay.
And maybe I'm stuck in my ways because I'm old.
Uh-huh.
This bike, this engine was using a lot of oil, and I just fixed the top end in a friend's barn out in North Carolina. It was using oil cord every 500 miles.
Whoa!
And
That's
I
a
just
lot.
fixed it in a friend's barn. I did it for $300.
Can't-
I did it in a barn. A
See.
tent out next to it. I camped next to the barn and worked on it. Yeah, it's about time to do something. Oil's expensive now, right?
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I just like that kind of thing. I can put another motor in. I can do it, whatever it needs. If you're a person that wants to work on your own stuff, the Evo's the way to go. The systems on this bike is so incredibly simple compared to the new ones.
Yeah.
The new ones do the same thing, and maybe they do it a little better. I just rode a new bike, day before yesterday. Went test rode a 2024 Bagger.
Okay.
It's just like this on steroids.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, I just bought a new Milwaukee 8, and I'm a Evo twin cam guy myself. But I treated myself to that new Lowrider ST because it kind of does. My FXR's long in the tooth, my Dyna's long in the tooth, and time is limited for me now with having the family, and I don't like breaking down on the road. So I bought a new one, but I'm not getting rid of my old ones.
They all break.
They all break, yeah.
They all break. You know the new bikes, the new Baggers, if the speedometer quits, the engine will run.
Oh my
That
God.
computer's tied into everything, bro.
Wow.
So, like, I couldn't fix those. So the
Yeah.
way I see it is if you're gonna, because guys will tell me, they'll be like, well, get my bike. I got a Victory or whatever. They never break down. I'm like, how many miles you got? They're like 60,000. I'm like,
Yeah, it's
and then under these conditions, they're not ever in a garage, so they're out in the weather all the time. They're being fixed with whatever you can fix them with.
yeah.
I think there's two ways to do it. One is get a cheap jab bike unless you're rich.
Mm-hmm.
You ride it, low miles, ride it till it gets 80,000 or something on it, get another one.
Yeah.
Or get something you can fix. Unless you got money to, like, you go to get, charging system goes out. In Harley, I watched him throw the price across. I was in there. The guy needed a charging system. They told him $700. I think it's up to $1,000 now. It's up to $1,000 now. Now I can walk into, because I've done it, I can walk into an aftermarket shop, buy a stator for $135, a good one, cycle electric, and take it out and put it in the parking lot with the tools on the bike.
Yeah.
It take me 2 hours about. I've done it.
So that makes a huge difference for maintaining this lifestyle. You know, Scotty, I have one more question that I thought of while we were just talking here. For people that want to do this, if you don't have a house, how do you register your motorcycle? And how do you insure it?
Montana.
Montana, okay. So that Montana, you can do like a mail-in type of deal?
No, Montana plates are permanent, brother.
Oh.
It says so right on the top of the plate. It says permanent.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. That's pretty awesome.
My insurance is $65 a year. So I just
Excellent.
do that over the internet.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. Well, that's simpler than I thought. I thought you were going to have, I got a friend who, gets the mail and yada, yada, yada. But no, Montana's where it's at.
I moved to Montana.
Yeah, moved.
I
Yeah.
used to do it that way.
Right on. Well, thanks a lot, Scotty.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Guys,
My channel, Scooter Tramp. Scotty.
Yeah, Scooter Tramp.
I'm gonna shoot the front of my fairing.
I'm gonna get some shots of his bike. Oh yeah.
If you want to see that stuff.
Yeah. No, go to his channel, subscribe, because they zapped him, so he's building his channel back
year,
up.
I had a big channel and they took it down when they were taking down all those channels.
Yeah.
Mine got caught in it.
So we're gonna help the good fight get his channel back up to where it was and bigger. And I hope that they're gonna stop doing that as much, but we'll see. And he'll have some. If you go to his channel, he'll have some places where even if they zap his channel again, his content's still available.
Yeah, I'm on 3 channels.
Yeah. All right. Well, I totally appreciate your time, and it's inspirational, and I love what you're doing. It's this is like the spirit of America.
Yeah,
living your own way.
Yeah, what I'm doing is hanging out where I used to work and mooching a free tire.
Yeah. It's all love.
I told the guys, Aaron here, he got my old job. I got him that job.
Oh, yeah?
One spot. Yeah, they needed a guy when I left, man. Randy really needed a guy, and Aaron's a good mechanic. And I told him, I said,
probably bugging you to work more.
get me, yeah, I could go over there and pick up a wrench right now. But I told him, get me a good new used front one. Save it for it. Throw it under the truck, and so they did.
Heck yeah.
That's where I got him when I worked here. That's what I always did. Get the good takeoff used one. Somebody wants a Metzler, so they was like, okay, I like your old Dunlop.
Man,
whatever, I don't care.
I've got guys that bring me stuff because they want to powder coat their wheels, and then they want a brand new tire, and the tire's like brand new. Like, okay, no worries, I'll get rid of that for you.
Right, so I'm here mooching a tire.
Sweet. All right, guys, go check him out. Thanks for tuning in. If you happen to be new, don't forget to subscribe while you're here.